The body is a mirror of the mind, and every transformation begins not with movement, but with thought. When a man wants to improve any part of his physical being, he must first shift the image he holds of himself. The truth is, most people live under the limits of their own beliefs, accepting what they've been told instead of exploring what's truly possible. The mind controls the body through patterns, and when those patterns are rooted in doubt, shame, or disbelief, progress is blocked at its source. The first step toward growth, whether it's in strength, endurance, or vitality, is the decision to believe that change is possible and that you have the power to command it. When you start to visualize strength, when you begin to see your body as capable and responsive, something begins to shift internally. Your mind sends a different message to your nervous system, and your body starts to respond in kind. This is not magic, it's physiology powered by focus. Every thought carries an electrical impulse that affects your hormonal balance, your blood flow, and even the way your cells regenerate. When you feed your body with empowering thoughts of energy, virility, and confidence, you awaken dormant pathways that have been silent for years. It is not about arrogance or vanity, but about understanding that your body listens to the instructions your mind gives it every single day. Most men never realize how much mental conditioning affects their physical performance. They approach health and exercise as purely mechanical acts, yet they forget that the mind governs movement, and movement expresses belief. The moment you align both, your results multiply. The first few days of practice may feel simple, but the deeper work is happening within. You're not just exercising muscle, you're reprogramming identity. Each repetition becomes a statement to your subconscious. I am strong. I am capable. I am improving. Over time, these affirmations take root and your physiology begins to follow your psychology. This process requires consistency, not intensity. It's not about pushing harder, it's about focusing deeper. When belief becomes steady, the body begins to cooperate effortlessly. The exercises become more effective because the mind behind them is clear, driven, and confident. You begin to feel energy returning, circulation improving, and vitality rising. The more you believe in your ability to change, the faster that change begins to show itself. Blood flow is the lifeline of the body, the river that nourishes every cell, every tissue, every organ. When that flow is strong, the body feels alive, charged, and full of energy. When it's weak or stagnant, fatigue and tension set in. For men, blood flow is directly tied to performance, stamina, and confidence. It's the invisible force that determines how the body responds in moments of desire, strength, and stress. Most men underestimate how much circulation impacts their overall health. They think of it only when there's a problem, not realizing that daily habits either enhance or restrict that vital movement of life within them. The human body was designed for motion, and blood responds best to movement. Each time the heart beats, it sends a pulse of vitality through arteries and veins, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. When you sit for long hours, when stress becomes a constant companion, and when your breathing grows shallow, that rhythm slows. The flow that should surge like a river becomes a trickle. This is when men begin to notice a loss of vigor, not only physically but mentally. Circulation doesn't just feed muscles. It fuels confidence, alertness, and even emotion. A well-oxygenated body thinks clearer, feels stronger, and performs better in every sense. Improving blood flow doesn't require expensive routines or extreme measures. It begins with awareness and simple daily movement. When you engage the muscles in your core and pelvic region, when you breathe deeply and intentionally, you're signaling your body to awaken the pathways that bring more life to those areas. This is how the body restores balance, by movement that encourages the heart to pump stronger and the vessels to open wider. The result isn't just physical firmness, it's a deep sense of control and presence. Every heartbeat becomes more powerful when it's supported by strong breathing, good posture, and consistent movement. The exercises that stimulate circulation to the lower body have an impact that goes far beyond what's visible. They help regulate hormones, improve endurance, and enhance the body's natural responsiveness. It's not just about muscle growth or appearance. It's about fueling the body with vitality. When blood flows freely, energy flows with it, carrying with it strength, stamina, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is working at its best. 3 minutes a day may sound insignificant, almost too small to create any real change, but the secret lies not in the duration. It lies in the consistency and focus invested within those minutes. The human body responds to repetition, to rhythm, and to intention. When a man commits even a short window of time each day to deliberate physical activation, he's telling his body to awaken, to strengthen, and to grow. This is not about spending hours at the gym or following complicated regimens. It's about applying concentrated energy to the right area with purpose. Those 3 minutes become a ritual, a moment of connection between the mind and body, where focus replaces distraction and discipline replaces doubt. What makes a 3-minute exercise powerful is the depth of engagement, not the length of time. Every controlled movement, every breath drawn with intention sends a signal to the nervous system to activate and strengthen the muscles that often remain neglected. The pelvic region, the core, the lower abdomen, all these areas hold immense potential when awakened through consistent training. These brief sessions help stimulate blood flow, tone internal muscles, and improve body awareness. The repetition done daily builds a foundation that extends far beyond those short moments. It creates habit, and habit is the architect of transformation. Most people underestimate how much can be achieved with focus. The body doesn't respond to time. It responds to energy and precision. When you approach those 3 minutes with purpose, visualizing strength and control, your body listens. Over days and weeks, this simple commitment compounds, leading to noticeable improvements in performance, endurance, and confidence. The muscles grow more responsive, the blood flow becomes more efficient, and the body begins to align with the mind's new standard. 3 minutes is not a challenge of endurance. It's a test of discipline. It's easy to promise yourself change for tomorrow. It's harder to show up today, even for a few moments, and do what needs to be done. Yet, that is where power is built. The man who gives 3 minutes a day to focused effort trains not just his body but his willpower. In that small window of time, he learns control, consistency, and focus. He begins to carry that energy into other parts of life, discovering that discipline in one area creates confidence in all others. Deep within the core of every man lies a network of muscles rarely spoken of, yet profoundly influential over strength, stamina, and control. This region, known as the pelvic floor, is often overlooked because it's not visible, but it's one of the most powerful areas of the human body. The pelvic floor supports the organs, regulates flow, and plays a vital role in stability, posture, and performance. When it's weak, energy dissipates. When it's strong, power radiates. This area acts like the foundation of a building. If the base is unstable, everything above it wavers. Strengthening these muscles unlocks a deeper sense of control, both physically and mentally, allowing a man to feel grounded, confident, and responsive. The pelvic floor muscles, particularly the pubococcygeus or PC muscles, act like an internal harness. They contract and release with subtlety, yet their impact is enormous. Most men go through life unaware of this hidden network, never realizing how much it affects performance, endurance, and even confidence in intimate moments. When you train these muscles intentionally, you awaken a part of the body that's been dormant for years. This training enhances circulation to the lower region, improves nerve sensitivity, and helps regulate timing and control. Each contraction strengthens the connection between mind and muscle, reinforcing command over the body's natural responses. The beauty of working the pelvic floor is that it doesn't require equipment or elaborate settings. It demands only awareness and consistency. Simple exercises, performed daily, begin to fortify these deep muscles, creating a foundation of power that supports all movement. As strength builds, men often notice improved posture, better core stability, and a stronger sense of balance. This is because the pelvic floor connects directly to the lower back, abdomen, and hips, areas essential for strength and endurance. When this central zone is activated, the entire body benefits. Developing control over the pelvic floor is also an exercise in focus and patience. These muscles are not trained through brute force, but through precision and mindfulness. Each deliberate contraction is a signal sent from the mind to the body, a reminder that strength begins from within. Over time, awareness deepens, sensitivity sharpens, and confidence grows. A strong pelvic floor becomes more than a physical asset. It becomes a symbol of internal power, a quiet strength that fuels vitality, performance, and a deeper connection with one's own body. Energy is the silent architect of all physical expression. It is what animates movement, fuels endurance, and ignites desire. Long before muscles grow or performance improves, energy shifts first. The body follows the current that the mind and spirit create. Many men focus only on anatomy, on the visible structure of the body, without realizing that what truly governs function is the invisible force within it. Every pulse, every contraction, every surge of strength is driven by energy flow. When that energy is blocked by stress, anxiety, or lack of movement, the body's response weakens. But when the energy moves freely, the body feels lighter, more alive, more capable. It's not just about how the body looks, it's about how it feels and how efficiently it channels vitality. Daily exercise, especially short, focused practices, serves as a bridge between the physical and energetic aspects of health. Through deliberate breathing, mindful contraction, and mental focus, you awaken internal energy centers that fuel the body's responsiveness. The breath becomes a vehicle for power. It carries oxygen, yes, but also awareness. Each breath in draws strength, and each breath out releases tension. This rhythmic flow revitalizes the nervous system, clears stagnation, and restores balance to the body's natural energy field. The difference between a mechanical exercise and an energizing one lies entirely in intention. When you move with purpose, every repetition becomes a current of power running through you. The connection between energy and vitality is ancient knowledge, though modern life often dulls our sensitivity to it. When a man begins to align his thoughts, breath, and movement, he enters a state of harmony that enhances everything, from circulation and hormone balance to mood and confidence. The body becomes more responsive because energy no longer meets resistance. It flows freely through the pathways that nourish strength and endurance. This is why consistency matters so much. It's not the intensity of one workout, but the repetition of focused energy that rewires how the body performs. When you begin to understand that energy, not just anatomy defines vitality, your approach to health transforms. You stop chasing quick results and start cultivating inner flow. The 3 minutes of daily practice become more than physical activity. They become a meditation of motion, a moment where energy is gathered, refined, and directed toward growth. The more energy you move, the more life you feel moving through you, and that feeling becomes the fuel that sustains your transformation. Confidence is not something that appears out of nowhere. It is built, shaped, and strengthened through action, awareness, and self-respect. It is the foundation upon which true vitality stands. When a man begins to believe in his own capability, his body responds to that belief. The chemistry of the body shifts. The hormones, posture, and energy all begin to align with that state of assurance. Confidence affects not only how you think, but how your body performs. It changes the way you walk, the way you breathe, and even the way your heart beats. This is not just psychological, it is biological. When confidence rises, testosterone levels increase, stress hormones decrease, and the body begins to operate from a place of balance and power rather than tension and fear. The fascinating part about confidence is that it doesn't come only after success, it grows through consistency and discipline. Each time you show up for yourself, even for a short daily exercise, you're sending a message to your subconscious that you are dependable, strong, and capable of change. Over time, this repetition forms a new identity, a man who takes control of his body, his habits, and his life. As this identity strengthens, it radiates outward. People feel it. It shows in your presence, your voice, and your energy. Confidence becomes visible long before you speak a word because the body expresses it naturally. There's also a powerful link between confidence and attraction. When a man feels sure of himself, his posture straightens, his breathing deepens, and his gaze steadies. The body becomes more open, inviting, and magnetic. This isn't about arrogance or domination, it's about balance, control, and quiet certainty. Confidence creates a natural chemistry that draws attention without effort. It shifts your energy from seeking approval to embodying strength. This shift not only improves how others see you but how you see yourself. As you continue your daily practices, confidence becomes a physical sensation, not just an emotion. You feel grounded, connected, and alert. Each movement, each controlled breath reinforces that sense of mastery. The body begins to trust the mind, and the mind begins to trust the body. This is when transformation deepens, not just in appearance but in presence. Confidence becomes your natural state, a reflection of the harmony between your thoughts, your energy, and your physical strength.